Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, we gone. We back. Another week of the Gawncast. Happy to be here with you for the second episode of 2018. Very special guest on the podcast tonight, making a grand appearance. And to pick up where we left off the conversation, we have someone on the podcast right now that is famous. So we're just talking about that element of fame. And but people that don't know him, I know I refer to him as Anthony, but you guys probably know him as 10 Second Songs out there. Has 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. Very humble dude, you know. That's why I have to talk him up, because he probably might not do it himself. He might just come on here as a normal person. But
well, he is normal.
Nah, he's famous. He's famous.
I'm an alien.
Nah, but Ant was talking about a good thing with us, interesting. And just when we grow up, we had this perception like we want to be a rock star. I want to be a rap star. You probably wanted to be like Kurt Cobain, and
that's right.
How much things have changed so much. And I was thinking to myself in the car the other day, like, are we dinosaurs? Like, is music just completely different now? Like, I knew we were like in the transition phase for so long, but is it now like just dead? Like, as far as just like selling music and making albums.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. You go.
I don't think music's dead.
No, not music. I meant to say selling music and putting out
the
project.
Yeah, the way it was when we grew up is over.
Yeah, it's
done.
It's officially
music. Well, I don't mind that.
No, you know what I mean?
Things change. I mean, it's there are pros and cons to every change and deviation of what things were. Mm-hmm. But like music also means something different to the generation right now coming up. That's like right now, I don't know if you've noticed, it seems like what's happening is like a fusion of meme culture and music.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you could just as easily make a massive impact by just putting out a meme than you could a meaningful song.
Another thought I had the other day when I was like working on a song, and I was like, it's halfway done, and I'm like, you know what? People only listen to a minute of shit anyway. Yeah. Like, why not just even shoot a music video for just this minute and a half and just put it on Instagram and just have a minute? You know, like if I can get across the message like that, then that's really.
There are some of the SoundCloud songs that I've heard sound like. They sound like the equivalent of just somebody laying down their idea for the first time.
Right.
Like a beat that's looping for like just a minute and a half, and they got these super raw vocals on it, and it has millions upon millions of listens.
It's crazy, right?
It's just insane. I mean, that's definitely something I've noticed that the generation a lot of people are it's very quick fix stuff, and I'm a very pay very special attention to detail kind of person.
Exactly.
I take my time with things, and I've noticed that there's a lot of people who don't appreciate that. Like, there's a lot of people who would rather have just something that's rough and rushed and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they're used to that. Like, their standards are around that area. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you think the level of the standard of quality of music is dropping?
Yeah. Yes and no.
To the general public.
To the general public, yeah.
Let's clarify that, because obviously like there's people in here, like we all make music and stuff, so it's like it really means a lot when people take time making shit. So
yeah, because we all have trained ears in here too, so it's like even the enormous difference of me listening to something 10 years ago when I was hearing mixtapes, and I didn't care if like they weren't mixed, if 50 like just threw it out there. Yeah. But even that was probably like much more thought out and executed than what you're referring to. But there's a cool part about organic, spur of the moment things. I think you are able to capture some energy, but the lines have been blurred so drastically that, like you said, people almost prefer that. Like, have you had like fans like or people just like gravitate towards stuff where you?
I've experienced where when I force myself to to put something out quickly and do something fast, which is very that's the one thing I've learned a little bit in the past year was efficiency, because of course, as you may or may not know, YouTube's platform has changed and their algorithm has changed in such a way that demands frequent content.
Right.
So
I heard that.
Yeah, so and not only frequent content, but a lot of content, and you do well based on how many minutes people watch. So watch minutes, because the more watch minutes on stuff that YouTube can fully monetize, the more money they make and all that stuff. But I've learned efficiency, and I've found that the stuff that I do in just 2 days and force myself to do quickly, sometimes it gets just as much the same response as something I spend 3 weeks on, if not better.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
People don't even recognize some of the, I when I'm by myself in the studio, I'll do a vocal take 50 times in a row.
Right.
And people would most people would probably just be okay with the first take.
Right.
That's just
because nowadays they'll put auto-tune on it.
That's right. Yeah, that's the other thing.
You don't even realize that it's a shitty take.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I've had friends I've worked with people that I've worked with people that have pretty much have gotten so much into the fast game of playing the YouTube game quick and putting out quick content that they're once focused on focused on being training their voice and growing their voice as a naturally in and of itself. They've kind of shifted to, I need to get this done fast. I'm okay with doing one take and fixing it afterwards in post. Yeah. So the problem with that is, and what I've seen happen to me is that I can't do that. I had to stop myself, because it started to seem like I was focusing more on I was tricked into thinking my craft was making YouTube videos, right, as opposed to singing. And I had to remind myself, no, I'm a singer. I'm an artist first and foremost. Yeah. And if that goes away, if that deteriorates, because what you don't use, you lose. If you and if you're not careful, especially when you get older, that's nothing to play with. Your voice is nothing to play with. If that deteriorates, what the hell is there to even sell in the first place?
Instrument. All right.
So it's all about finding this healthy balance and not letting your mind get too crazy. Because we also have this tendency to see. Compare ourselves to others. We see other people are doing better than us, and you're like, you don't realize this, but when you go viral, you will 100% be obsessed with numbers.
Really,
it happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to everyone. We're all human. We're all susceptible to the same shit. Yeah. It will happen to you. Right. If you ever go super viral, if you're not careful, if you don't keep yourself in check, you start obsessing over numbers. And it happens on a smaller scale to pretty much everybody too, like on social media. Right. It's the whole
and I'm sure you've had joints where it's like you like this one more than the other one, but you're like, why didn't do those numbers?
Exactly. Oh yeah. Because if you reach a certain bar, if you're like me and you reach a certain bar, you all of us automatically define that as, okay, now it's either I'm doing that or better. Right. Otherwise, it's a failure.
What the fuck am I doing? Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And we were just talking.
That's a trap, because it's very unrealistic and irrational thinking.
And the other thing you have to think about too is joints with might not have that many hits. Those might be the game changers, the life changers for your real fans. Because think about it, I like Outkast. Of course I love their hits, but it might be that one joint on the album that's I love and you don't love, but for whatever reason, that shit really made me a fan. It was just that one verse that he said, and I was like, oh, damn, yeah, I'll fuck with this shit. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And so we have to remind ourselves, just put it out there. And I think that's what we're getting to in 2018, because I was talking to him, I was like, I sat on so much music in 2017. And I want to do weekly freestyles for Instagram in 2018. I'm just going to start putting out a ton of music. I have enough music to literally put out a song a week. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to just start dropping and stop thinking about it. And
more singing, more art, more rapping, more whatever,
right.
Less thinking. Exactly. That's actually what my whole thing this year is. I keep reminding myself every day. It's okay, more singing, less thinking.
Yep. And things will just happen.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Just keep, because, you know, and we talked about this. You were telling me before that you have a bunch of tracks that you know, they're getting old to you because...
Right. They're old to me, but they're brand new to people.
Yeah.
And it's like...
I've got stuff that, like, on my hard drive that I'm like, you know, of all different kinds of stuff, and I get discouraged easily because I start thinking, wow, you know, I'm not writing in one style. I'm writing in, like, a million different things, which is pretty much what I do anyway on my channel. But, like, the thing is, though, it's like... It's got to come out. Whatever you make and you write, you've got to put it out.
Especially now, there's no excuse. Like, fuck it.
If you've got anything, you're sitting on.
This is the year of fuck it, 2018.
Because you were just saying before that you know, before, to go right back to the start of the conversation when you said, is music changing? And you talked about albums versus singles and stuff like that. See, now, if you're someone just starting out, like we talked about a couple of minutes ago, if you're someone just starting out, you shouldn't be focused on putting out a full-length album. You should be focused on putting, even if it's like a single, a song a month. And
the other thing, back to things getting mixed too, it's funny because like sometimes I'll bounce a rough draft when I make a song, especially with one of my songs, Leo, and he'll show that rough draft to everyone, and then I'll meet one of his friends and be like, yo, I love that song. I'm like, what? That song's not even done yet. It's not even out. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck, like this song ain't even out. But meanwhile, people are sitting there and they enjoy it. I also wanted to touch on you having super success on YouTube and being able to just... What you do is, honestly, when we're talking about people that have super success on YouTube, it's good to say that you are super talented and have super success. Yeah. And that is the reason that you have super success. So that is something to definitely toot your own horn about and be proud
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. But so to be able to pull off this concept, 10-second songs, doing them in so many different styles, and then having massive success, and then transitioning to your own music. You mentioned to me, you know, it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. But that's good, and that was a good thing. And finding out that, you know, this might have failed a little bit in a way, but now you can move and now you can build on it.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like, and how are you going to build on it a little bit?
I just, you know, the whole idea, one of the driving forces of my channel for a while was that when things popped off and I did go viral, one of the ideas in my mind was that, you know, I wanted to turn this into success for my own original music, come out as my own artist.
You're right.
So, I mean, part of my plan was always to, you know, to develop the band and to write songs and then eventually release an album and do it by just releasing it through my channel, taking one of our singles, performing it in the way that people enjoy on my channel, which is take a song and do it in 20 styles or whatever. And then I you know, in my fantasy world, I thought that was gonna blow the band up or something like that.
All right.
But you know, there's a lot of factors why that didn't happen, and it's not realistic to automatically assume that success in one project is going to rub off entirely on another project. And you know, it does rub off. I mean, but it rubs off in a much smaller scale. Like a percentage will. And but the thing is, the reason why I think it was a good thing, I put out an album that I'll be perfectly honest, I was not happy with how it did at all. I don't really know what I was expecting, because I kept telling myself even at the time that I wasn't expecting much. You know, I knew that it was a unique album. We weren't really trying to, we didn't have a dedicated, like we didn't have a target audience that we were going for.
Right.
And because of that, it was really just all over the place. A lot of people who listened to it did not know what to make of it. So that definitely contributed to it being not as successful. But I was happy.
You know, it's got to be a weird thing. Sorry to cut you off, because doing it in so many different styles probably means that you have so many different fans. Like, you might have little girls that love Katy Perry. You might have like hardcore metal fans.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's got to be a difficult thing to like sit there with.
Yeah, like, that's another thing too. Like you can't the album that we put out was the direction was like almost like progressive rock, you know, old school progressive rock, like with modern pop sensibilities in there a little bit, but it's a different type of sound. So you take that, how many people out of my entire audience who are just music lovers are going to like that sound?
Right.
100%,
it's maybe a little bit, a couple, like a small percentage.
Yeah.
But the reason why I thought that it was a good thing putting it out was because, again, if I didn't put it out, it would turn into a thing like what you just said, before, how you have all these songs that you didn't release that you need to release.
Right.
And then they would just sit. They would sit forever. These were already songs that were old. They needed to get out. I'm glad to see that they got out, and it was good to see what they were capable of doing, and they didn't do what I thought. So that put this whole thing in my mind where, okay, those didn't do what I thought they would do. I mean, it's still out there for people to discover in years to come or whatever. Who knows? I mean, you never know what will pop up. You never know what movie will say, "Hey, I want this as a soundtrack," and all of a sudden it's like, "Yo, who's this?" It blows up. People start rediscovering a band from years ago. That happens. How many times does that happen? That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
But it also put in perspective that it's probably smarter to take songs individually, to experiment and just.
Instead of putting out a whole big project. Yeah, it is.
It's just a better way to go.
That's what the market is dictating.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Frank.
That's what the market is dictating, because,
And who knows? I mean, you put something out that sticks, you might be in a position where it's like you attract so much attention for this one song, and it's just like, yo, okay, that's the direction you should go more in, and then now you have an audience. Now you could put out an album.
Right.
You ever think about doing like super, I know this is not your style, obviously, but like super pop music?
That's a good question.
But like the songs what was the first one that you did that it took off? Was it the Katy Perry one?
Yeah, it was Katy Perry.
It was Katy Perry, right? Mm-hmm. Doing a song like that. I mean, obviously not, but a super pop song that you're like.
You mean like another,
like an original song, your original song with your band, but a super like pop electronic music.
That shit would probably blow up too.
You know what I'm saying? Like something like that.
I have,
because you could probably throw together like an EP like that, and then just
I mean,
this is the pop EP, this is the metal EP.
Yeah,
that's what I thought of. I've done stuff like I've worked on stuff. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You're a beast, bro.
And you can, first of all, to remake those beats, to remake all those songs, and like in the flavor of the artist that you're, one of the 20 artists that you're doing.
Yeah,
that's not easy to do. As someone who makes beats, like I make beats and shit, so like I know it's not easy to do that.
Most of the time, when I have all my artists planned out, I look at the list. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do this?
Yeah,
it's really tough.
It's not easy to do that.
Yeah, you have to have good listening skills. Like you have to take it one little. It's very tedious, like one little step at a time.
It shows you just know music too, like you're just so well rooted in music, like which a lot of new people aren't, So like it just shows that like you come from a good space and everything. Yo, by the way, when that shit took off, I was so happy for you, man. You know how there's certain people you just want them to win, and I'm just like because I remember coming back when we first did the podcast, and like I had something that was like bubbling on Vivo. I think it had like 300,000 views. We were like, yo, man, that's awesome, man. Keep doing your thing. And then like Ant's got 20 million views. I'm like, yo, man, it's awesome, man. Keep doing your thing. So it's just fucking awesome to see how things work.
But have you ever thought about doing like a super pop, electronic pop song?
I've thought about it, and I just my whole thing is that I'm such a weirdo when it comes to music that like when I start doing something that's pop, I get very, what's the word, like
self-aware,
eccentric. Like what ends up happening is that I end up fusing other shit.
Yeah, you can't think. You gotta like go in the room and someone's gotta give you a bottle of whiskey or something. And just be like, yo, we'll see you in 12 hours. And, and don't touch it after that. Just give it to us.
Exactly, but that's like part of like don't think. 2018.
I have one track in there right now that
I want to hear because I guarantee you it's like pretty dope.
Well, there's one track in there right now. It's not done yet, whatever. But it is 100%.
It's never not done yet.
It's 100% like a chill.
It's 2018. It's done.
No, seriously, no. Well, I need a day with it at least because I gotta put extra production on it. But for the most part, it's a very like lay back, smoke, chill, kind of like a electronic. The song is called Vapor. And I kind of, as far as the direction of music, I was thinking along the lines of like that, something you'd hear on a chill station,
right.
Those electronic chill stations, like you know, and even like that whole
like
you know,
elevator music almost. Or?
No,
I'm sorry.
It's like
Elevator
it's a little R&B-ish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, I get what you're saying. I just had to clarify that.
But that's something I wanted to release soon.
Okay.
Because normally that's a track that I would do in a rock song. I would do like this song that I laid down. I said, you know what, I'm going to take a different approach to this, and I'm not going to do like a you know, rock drums. I'm not putting guitars in there. If anything, I might put acoustics, but that's about it.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that's checking in, and I'm linking. Some people are requesting to link his YouTube channel. I didn't even think to do it, so I just put it now down in the chat. Another cool thing that you had said to me. We grew up in the 90s, so that was kind of like our skeleton to learn off of, and it's just the way that we were used to things growing up. And you said in the 90s, people are only famous for like 3 things. Like you had to be an athlete, an artist, or like an actor.
Yeah, from the 90s backwards.
Right,
You
and
know?
then you were like reality TV.
Then reality TV became a reality TV star. Then you know, when the internet hit, when the internet started, you know, getting into its prime. Then it's
Social
just
media,
like now
yeah.
it's everything. It's crazy. It's you know, you could be a YouTube star, you could be an Instagram star, you could be a Snapchat star, you could be. I mean, it goes on and on.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. You're a professional vlogger.
Right.
That's ridiculous, man. Like there's a lot of crazy shit going on, and that's why I don't take like I don't take my like fame seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
I,
yeah.
you know, so when like if I see someone on the street, I'm gonna say hello. Like
Yo,
I
you're
know
on-
people.
yeah.
I know some people.
You have such a bigger following than me, but believe me, like in hip hop and shit, and like I talk about this all the time with some of my friends. Like, there's some people who really think they're rappers. Like, some people walk around, they're not even doing that many hits. Like, I might have joints that are bubbling more than them, or they're just a little level up from me. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like, you know, like they really feel they're a rapper. I'm just too normal of a person. I don't know.
It's amazing to me, man.
Because
Because
that's part of what entertainers are nowadays, though.
Yeah.
That hype? They hype. Dude, it's like the dude Bunk or whatever. Like these Instagram people who just jump around and like do stupid, wild shit. It's just, you know, it's a wow factor thing. It's like it's like a bravado thing.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
Super
these.
bravado.
That's like most of the people who are internet famous.
Right.
You have like the Paul brothers on YouTube. The whole the Viner invasion that happened last year. Because once Vine was gone, you had all these Viners start merging onto YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. It's like last year was a big Viner invasion. And you know, the Paul brothers. They're known for they're vloggers. Like they post every day, and they're 2 of the fastest growing YouTube channels since PewDiePie. All right, they got like 15 million subscribers in like a few months. Okay,
Jesus
but what do
Christ.
they do? What do they do to get to that point? Well, they were just, I guess, phenomenons, and their whole approach is to be as obnoxious as possible in public. And you know, recently Logan Paul went to Japan, and he was completely disrespectful to their culture. Horrible.
I heard about that.
You know, completely disrespectful. Like all up to the point where he
Where it's like, this is not
created
cool.
a real problem. And what he did was he had filmed. He went into the suicide forest and filmed. Found a kid who was hanging dead and filmed him. Put it in his video, because this is the thing: is that when your craft is based in something so
just
shallow,
getting attention.
like
Exactly.
vlogging, you don't know where to, like, there's no art form there. So the
Where's
art
the
form
line?
is to
Yeah.
we need to. You're eventually going to have to take this to a new level if you want to stay relevant and keep growing, because we all know that in social media land, once you get to a certain amount of followers, even though you would have been floored and happy with that had you had seen that years ago. Once you get to this certain level, you want to be up at this level. You want to keep going and keep. It's sick. It's unhealthy. It's getting worse, and it's on a lot of different levels. It's not just on YouTubers and stuff, but That's a whole conversation for another day.
It's funny. I on my Instagram and my Snapchat, I fuck with people a lot. Like, you know, I'll just like go, like I'll just say absurd shit. Like even last night we were in the gas station and we're fucking with the guy that works there. Like, yo, you like Lil Pump? And he's like, I had no idea what the fuck we're talking about. And then like,
that's different though.
No, hold on. But like 30 seconds later, he's just like, what is a little pump? We have big pump, we have small pump. All pumps are equal. Yeah.
All pumps are equal.
He actually said all pumps are equal. I was about, yo, I need to make this a t-shirt.
Yo.
And then, like, I mean, to be fair, it's just funny though, cause like I'm holding up my phone thinking like I have an audience. It's almost like I'm have an audience of people that are laughing at it. So it's like it's just this kind of bugged out dimension. Yeah. But to be fair, I did that shit even before I had a phone. I'm just a dickhead. Like that's how me and my friends grew up. So I don't feel bad about it. But I could see like sometimes like when I'm walking down the street, I'm like, should I fuck with this person right now? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I could see that on a bigger level when you're like relying on giving people views and content and shock value and shit like that. It's like, where do you draw the line, man? Like, it's just some of these guys that they just have no chill, and it's like, bro, you have no person.
You don't film like a dead kid's hanging himself. That's
crazy.
That's bugged out.
That's what happens when you know I see it as
But that's his first reaction. That's what he does every day.
Yeah,
like
because,
you know, he's walking around.
It's a monster.
He's walking around. He's seeing this. Wow, there's a dead kid hanging from a tree. Oh shit, I gotta film this shit. That's his first.
You're
thought.
not even thinking.
Like,
that's your instinct now, because now you're a vlogger and you're taught inadvertently by the pressures of the platform to make you millions of dollars. Okay, to you know, everything has got to be filmed. Everything's got to be filmed. It's created monsters, man. Monsters that are so out of touch with reality.
Is he like under a production company? Because I think a lot of these big YouTube channels are under like production companies.
Listen, after a while, you're gonna
have like, you know, some serious pull in the game.
He definitely has a massive team. Well, first of all, his brother Jake Paul has got like he's got a whole mansion and a whole like team of vloggers that live in his house. Wow. That their requirement for living there, okay, and being a part of this, I forget, it's called Team 10 or something, or whatever, is to he gets like a percentage of their income, sure, like a 10% or I don't know, something, and they have to be vlogging every day, like it's a vlog machine, like it's sick. I don't know.
I think live together and they all have to vlog every day. So what are you guys doing today? Yo, nothing, man. Making grilled cheese, man. Making grilled cheese. Yo, what are you doing over there? Yo, playing Xbox. Yo, you gonna get this ass whooped?
It forces you to live.
Yo, Rudy's jerking off right now.
It forces you to live this ridiculous life and do things, do extreme things, go out and do crazy shit to get attention, because normal everyday life is fucking boring. Yeah. Like, you know, my day today wasn't that exciting. Right. Some days are really exciting. Some days are just normal days. Everyone has got normal days. You're allowed to have normal days.
I hope
you know?
So. Yeah.
It's and that's the problem with So to go back to fame, you've got assholes like that who are famous, and I just think that the whole idea of fame is very diluted. It's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, touch on that, because there's not really gatekeepers now, and there's a lot of people that are semi-famous. You know,
if
there's definitely gatekeepers, bro.
No, there are, but like you said before, there's only 2 outlets of media. It was radio and TV.
Yeah, and even back, like you say in the 90s,
you had to go through a gatekeeper to get on that.
Perfect example. Yeah. Nirvana, if they were to have come out now, and say the whole grunge movement, whatever happened now, they wouldn't have become as big as they wouldn't be as big as they are now.
Right.
Or there's several reasons why Nirvana is like this like big like the disruptive act in music history. One of the reasons was because it was there was actually a place for rock to go, new ground to be broken and stuff, and there was a subculture that was brewing in the West Coast, and Kurt Cobain just so happened to be the one to do it, and then he killed himself, which pretty much immortalized him. But that's a whole other
right.
That's a whole other thing.
I mean, that's the whole
but
Tupac
then
thing.
that is but But the thing is that back in the 90s, it's like if you had a hit music video that's being played on television and everybody's watching television because there's nothing else to watch.
Right.
There's nothing, and the same thing with radio. There was no Sirius radio. There was no satellite radio back then. There was no internet. There was really nothing except for radio and television, and everyone was plugged in. Yeah. So if you had a breaking act, they were the biggest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Everybody did turn their heads and comment on the new kid in the block. One of the new acts that came out in the past couple of years was 21 Pilots, and I think that they would probably be, they had a very big year a couple of years ago, really huge year. They sold out Madison Square Garden and all that stuff. But the thing is, then you didn't hear. It's like you haven't heard of anything from them this past year. I know they're going to be working on new music. Will it be as big as it was when they first? Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so, because I think that there's so many. Since then, there's been dozens upon dozens upon dozens of new artists, right, and new trends too. Yeah. Trends are they come in. Music trends come in and they go quicker, because I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I always say, like, if Nas was around today and he made Illmatic and just uploaded that shit to SoundCloud, it's like he's not Nas. Like, nobody knows. Like, you know what I mean? Especially like him. Like, he's probably not the type of. He's a real intellectual, just a beast on his craft. But he's probably not the guy that's going to be like going crazy on Instagram and everything like that. You know what I mean?
He's Kendrick now, though. He's Cole now.
Yeah.
He's Logic now. You know what I mean? He's those guys now.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's different.
Yeah,
because when Nas came out, Nas didn't have to worry about not necessarily, not like, I don't mean literally worry, but he didn't have to deal with the competition that he's dealing with now. Because now everybody makes music, and now everybody puts it out at an alarming rate.
Oversaturated is
so
not
Nas didn't have no
It's
Lil
crazy.
Pump, Lil Yachty, Gucci man, whatever. I fuck with
Here's
Gucci
the other
Man.
point, though, that
Gucci Man.
the other point that I made in there that I think is really important, because saying that might sound like it's like hopeless, because then how are you going to make, if you have a passion and a goal to make it in music, how are you going to do it?
It's not hopeless. It's just, I think, just the expectations are different. It's humbling, yes.
Yeah. You do have to, though.
I mean,
adapt.
it's a good thing. Like,
you got to adapt to die, though. Really.
Well, the thing is, the thing is also too that even on YouTube, there's over 2,000 channels that have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Right. And
you're one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Eat, son.
But you see, but there's the thing. It's like, this is the thing. This is the good thing about being in this time, because I'm not like, I wish it was this time. I love this time. I think it's a great time.
Me too.
Because there's still a lot. There's so much opportunity, but it depends on what you're willing to put into it. Because I know a lot of people who have built followings, and they've turned it into really lucrative businesses and livings. And like I used the example before, there's a YouTube channel called the Postmodern Jukebox. They kind of do what I do a little bit, where but it's like their own thing, like where they take a bunch of songs and they perform them in vintage styles. Mm-hmm. And it's one guy, he composes. He's a pianist. He's a pianist.
It does sound like that, but that's how you say it.
I always hate saying that word.
He's a pianist.
Yeah, he's a pianist.
He's a pianist, actually.
No, he composes
just all over the keyboard.
So he composes all these pieces and stuff, and he gets a bunch of musicians to play them. So they play it in vintage styles, like they'll do ragtime versions of pop songs and all this stuff. And what's cool about it is that now it's to a point where he has a bunch of interchangeable musicians involved. Probably has a big team. And they pump out different versions. Like there's different groups of musicians that play different versions of songs that are uploaded weekly on YouTube, and they have like a whole cool setup, like a showroom, like almost like a lounge vibe and stuff. And not only that, they tour. They have world tours. It's turned into like this big act where they're selling out venues like. Radio City Music Hall and stuff, you know?
Amazing.
And when I mentioned their name, I mean, you didn't know who they were.
No, I didn't.
Probably a lot of people.
I knew, but after you had mentioned it to me, I had someone
Yeah.
showed me their stuff. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, you know, at that point, it doesn't even matter.
Think about how many people like know you but don't know you. Like,
Exactly.
People like
Yeah.
like, oh, 10-second songs. People like,
10-second
oh, you
song.
ever see that kid that did that Katy Perry song? I guarantee you, like, think about how many people in the country know that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got 20 million views. A lot of people know who the fuck you are, you know?
But you see, I'm in a position where I do, like, it's hard work.
Right.
It's hard work to maintain it, but I am full time with it. I am
Right.
making a living. And you know, but like
One thing I want to ask about those 2,000 people, is there a lot of I'm sure there's a lot of competition with amongst it, but do you guys reach out to each other? Have people, like, once you kind of solidified yourself as one of these big YouTube channels, did the other big YouTube channels hit you up, or how are they?
Oh yeah, I do collaborations all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had actually, what?
Do you guys ever have discussions about, like?
Oh yeah, there's one kid, one guy, Rumi. He goes by the name Rumi, and he's originally from Sweden. Then he moved to the UK. At the time that I put out the Dark Horse video, that was actually, it was almost like a wave in and of itself in YouTube, like
Right.
like a trend. I didn't realize it, but at the same time, him and this other girl did like one guy 14 voices. So he did like an impersonation video
Okay.
that went viral like around the same time my video went viral. Only
Wow.
my video went more viral than his.
Right.
Then a year later, he reposted the same video on Facebook and blew up beyond everybody. I don't know if you've ever seen his video. He's a blonde kid who just
Okay.
sings in different voices.
He does like cartoons and shit. Or
No, that's probably Mikey Bolts. That's another guy
Okay.
too. You know, but anyway, he actually was here. He was here, and we did like a collaboration video,
Awesome.
and like we spent a couple of days, and we did like a thing together.
Right.
And yeah, a lot of discussions about YouTube and just the. I mean, he's like 1 degree separation of PewDiePie because he's done songs for PewDiePie and stuff.
Oh wow! Now I
Yeah.
say that to say this: YouTube, the organization, the company, the platform, did they ever talk to you guys?
No,
Never, right?
they don't give a shit about us. They don't really care.
They're out of touch, man. Like,
They talk to the big hitters.
they'll talk to
Like
PewDiePie.
good-
Oh,
and
they'll
stuff?
talk to PewDiePie. They'll
Good
talk.
Mythical Morning.
Yeah, they'll probably talk to Good Mythical Morning. They'll probably talk, Smosh and the Fine Brothers. The React videos and stuff like that.
Okay.
That is like That's like the typical YouTube content. That's the content that they make money off of. They don't make money off of. See, like, it doesn't. It actually, and it's funny. Like, it does. Like, it doesn't pay to be talented.
Right.
Like if you're like that's not where the bulk of the real money is.
Mm-hmm.
Like to do what I do
Because you can't upload something every day. Like,
No.
no, like you can't.
no, and it's the people who can do it. What's happening is that
It pays to be someone where your content
it's
doesn't
shallow.
require
It's
talent
like
because
it's
you
empty.
because then you could just upload fucking 3 videos a day.
Yeah. But you know who really could afford to upload daily are the late night TV shows. Like Steve Colbert,
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live,
They do, right?
Jimmy Fallon, yeah, and they're on the trending section all the time. So what does that tell you? That
The
tells,
game is rigged.
that
Yeah.
tells you that YouTube is looking
Corporate.
to phase out the very thing that made them special to begin with.
Oh yeah,
And
we always talk about this.
Yeah, and
They've been doing that.
yeah,
yeah.
but now it's in full effect, and it's
That's why I kinda
it's
distance
gonna go.
myself.
It
This
will
is gonna be-
definitely bite them in the ass one
This is
day.
gonna sound
Yeah.
like such a fat.
Because I
am.
think to your point, I think there's gonna be another platform.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Dame
they're
drops.
they're gonna realize they
What's
think.
Dame drops. I'm gonna sound so fat. He does food reviews, like fast food reviews.
I gotta get on the mic for the fast food, not just regular fast food.
That's all he does. You never seen this guy?
No.
And he did. He's from Connecticut. He he blew up because someone remixed his song. The people that remix songs with the auto-tune, remember them? He did a
Gregory Brothers.
Yeah, he did a Five Guys review, and that shit blew up because they remixed the song and then it blew up. But anyways, his channel blew up, right? And he was going from like a couple 100,000 views per video, and now he made a video the other day. It was like, yeah, my videos only get like 10, 20, 30, 40,000 views, and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he used to get a lot of hits on his shit. And now his views went down.
My views went down a little bit.
And he was talking about it in this video, whatever one it is.
Dude, I put out a video
Right
on YouTube asking people for challenges of styles and stuff like that, and I had a lot of engagement. I mean, it got about 40,000 views, which is kind of pathetic for a channel of my size.
But that right there just shows how fucked YouTube is. You have 2.5 million people.
Oh yeah,
the percentage of 40,000.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
That's disgusting.
Not only
where's the 2.5 million? Like, why isn't it being put into the 2.5 million?
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
This is why I don't take. This is why
they killed that community back in 08 or 09. I hit 3,000 subscribers. I was like, oh, I got 3,000 subscribers, and I worked for those shits because I would see those things come in every day. Oh, I got 7 today. I got fucking 20 today.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And then like hitting 3,000 was a big deal. And I dropped something. I got 3,000 subscribers. It's like I'm getting 1,000 views on a video because all my subscribers are seeing that shit. So I'm getting a third of the people like watching
that kid Joshua, he knows who he is. He knows who he is. Super official food reviews. Can you dig it, baby? I know you can.
But to add to your point, that's fucking crazy, bro.
It is.
That's absurd.
And a lot of that, I guess, I don't know how this works.
Those people, that's the whole point of the subscription button. I'm subscribed to this because when I come on YouTube, I want to see this content.
Exactly, and
not Jimmy fucking Fallon.
Yeah, and then what they do is they like in the past year or so, they had it so that like, oh, if you want to see your channel's content, you got to make sure to click the notification bell. To
what?
Then you have to.
That's what a subscription is.
What? It's the second.
How many buttons you gotta click?
Exactly. Yeah. I gotta promote the second subscription button now. It's like it's really frustrating.
YouTube is
Yeah, that's the same thing with Instagram and Facebook.
I know.
It's the same way.
They own it. Facebook owns it.
Yeah,
and
I know,
Facebook and like I said before, Facebook now, where I was past few months, I've been seeing more success with my videos on Facebook. I got like 12 million views on a video that I put out in November,
right.
and it's because Facebook. The one thing that I can give them is that they allow for things to go viral organically, even though there's no way for you to really monetize it because they don't really have their shit figured out. But now, Mark Zuckerberg put out recently an article saying that he's looking to choke the reach of brands and public pages even more. Because he wants to get back to building, healthy connections with personal people. Like
real healthy.
After that guy came out and was like, "Yo, we were trying to fuck you all in the head and shit."
That's the other thing, as far as just keeping people locked in.
They're already Facebook's already responsible for ripping people's lives apart. But they want
to have some experience.
I was mentioning earlier, I don't really go on and post. Anything, especially about politics. But the other day I went on because after the whole shithole thing, I was like, you know what? I gotta see if there's people on Facebook actually defending Donald Trump right now. Like, I just had to see it. And sure enough, I go on there and some people are like, well, Haiti is a shithole. I'm at this point, people are wild.
At this point,
and so I sorry to cut you off. Let me just finish the point. So I post a status on my personal page and it just says, wow, people are really defending Donald Trump right now. 100 comments underneath that, people just fighting.
That's it. That's what it comes down to.
That's what Facebook is.
You just see the forest through the trees, and you actually just see things for what they really are. The bottom line is, it comes down to one thing, not the politics. It comes down to the people fighting.
Yeah.
The people who are actually getting involved in that fight.
And they got you, man. The second, it got so pathetic. I remember during I would be at work.
Too.
I would be at work for a point. and then like someone would respond. I'd be in an argument with someone on Facebook, and someone would respond to something. I'm at work, and now I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say to that person, and if they responded yet, like I'm totally not there. I'm not at work. I'm like walking around in Facebookville, just like getting ready for, as if I'm about to go up on the debate team. Like, yo, what is life?
And then you want to talk about fame, because everybody has got that also plays into what we talked about with fame, because everybody on now much smaller levels when it comes to the personal, right? They all have an obsession with fame on a small level, because
crazy,
you don't realize this, that when you put out a thought,
popularity.
Yeah, when you put out a thought and your status, and you see people, like maybe that pretty girl that you're attracted to, or someone likes it, they're like, it releases a little chemical called dopamine in your head, and you get addicted to that. So that's why you keep scrolling and you keep thinking about it, and you stop. You eventually stop living your life altogether.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good way to put it. We actually did mention that last episode. One of the guys that was high up at Facebook, he came out and he was basically saying, I'm kind of disgusted at some of the things that I was participating in and working to keep people involved in actually taking advantage of human psychology by giving dopamine hits to people to keep them coming back, So it is a little scary. But so is life. If you ain't on your shit. 2018, the year, fuck it, man. That's it. That's all I could say. Yo, thank you for coming. Yo, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Hell yeah, I'm more than happy to. I love this shit.
Word, facts on facts on facts. Yeah, I guess I got. So what else is your thoughts for 2018, man? Like, what else are people can expect from you, or you don't want to give it away?
No, there's really nothing to really give away. I'm excited about going to NAMM. I'll be going to Anaheim next week. I have like right now I'm in the middle of like a challenge video where I told everybody that I'm putting out a video on the 30th, and I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it, because usually my productions take like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, sometimes a month, and I always end up pushing my dates back. But this time I can't do that, because I realized that, like, the one thing I have to do this year is that if I say I'm going to do something, I have to figure out how to do it. I can't just say I'm going to do it. I can't make those same mistakes anymore.
Bro, I'm in the same boat, man.
So that's it. I'm just getting in a I have to put out this thing before I go to NAMM, and then after that, I mean, I'm just going to take it as it comes. But as long as I stay active and stay working, like never stop, just keep going. Yeah. Because it's not really work. I mean, you're doing this like music is, it's not work, really. No. I mean, it's But that doesn't take away from the stress of it, though. There's a lot of unnecessary pressures, and that's the other thing that that's the other thing that I'm learning to block out in this in this year is to kind of just stay connected to what I know I can do and do my best, and not stray too far from where I've come from, because like I said before, when we talked about the craft is very important.
Yes.
The craft is, you lose the craft and you lose everything, and you're not careful, it'll slip away.
Yo, I got another question. What's your funniest, being that you're semi-famous, what's your funniest encounter of like fans, like out in public, like someone coming up to you and being like, yo, are you that guy that does that video?
I mean, when Dark Horse went viral, like my first video went viral, that's when people really recognized me, because that was like, I think like the week after I went to some show in the city for like it was like a metal show, and we were in the Grand Central Station at some kind of Rite Aid in the Grand Central Station. This kid turned around and said, "You think I did the Katy Perry thing?" You know, it's like it's a little weird to see that. Like I remember that it was happening. Like that happened often at that time.
I bet.
Well, because it was fresh, and you have to remember that video was like #2 on all of Reddit, not just #2 on Reddit videos. Like it was Reddit. It was #2 on Reddit. Period. Yeah, like it was for a solid day. That thing.
Yeah.
You know, I never expected that, but that that's probably the extent. I had one.
Yo, when you put that out, one more thing. Did you post it somewhere, or did you send it somewhere, or it literally just from YouTube, or just from the upload, pure upload?
What happened was I put it up on YouTube, and I just put it there. I didn't tell anyone about it for that whole weekend. I put it up like on a Saturday, and I just let it, and it accumulated like a couple of views,
right.
like 2 views, 3 views or whatever, and it actually got 1 like,
right.
which is weird because like I was like, where the hell did they even find it? I guess it was just naturally getting whatever, but it did nothing. And then I uploaded, I shared it on Facebook, and a lot of my Facebook friends liked
Right.
it.
Yeah.
They thought it was cool. That's when I saw somebody share like it was a website called LifeBuzz, right? And somebody shared like a video, a LifeBuzz article of a video of a guy doing "Let It Go," because at the time that song "Let It Go," the Frozen song, was really popular, and he did "Let It Go" in Disney voices. And I'm like, first of all, I never see. He's another guy at that time that was doing the voices thing, and I never saw that, so I didn't like take any influence from him because my video was already out and circulating. So like I was like, oh shit, it's like, who's this LifeBuzz? Like, why are they sharing his video? Let me contact them. I contacted LifeBuzz. I actually went to their Facebook and I contacted them and said, hey, look, I saw you share that video. I have a video you might like. You can share it too if you want. And then I said, if you share it, I'll do a because at the time I was promoting my Fiverr business.
Oh, right.
So if you share it, I'll do like a custom songs thing for LifeBuzz or whatever. They responded back and said, "Hey, you know what? We really like this. We're going to share it, and the custom song sounds great to us. Whatever."
Right.
So they shared it, and that's when the next day, like it accumulated like 13,000 views. That's it.
Yeah.
LifeBuzz put it out there, and it circulated, but it only got like 13,000 views. A lot of people were on it though. And there was a lot of people in the comments that were like, "Oh, here before this goes viral, this is gonna blow up." Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, "Yeah, okay, 13,000 views. That's not really doing anything." Listen, to be fair, it was much more than I ever saw at that point.
Right,
13,000 in a day was the most I saw up to that point. And then I was working on some stuff. Like the next day, I was working on some stuff. Frank was in the office at the old studio, and I was working on some stuff. And I went to go take a break. I remember I braked for lunch or something like that. I went to my phone, and I saw first thing I noticed was that my email was past 100.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
But then everything happened all at once. Like I checked my Facebook, and I got all these messages, and there was a friend of mine that said, "Yo, you just made Reddit," and then Frank intercommed in and said, "You're number 2 on all of Reddit."
Wow.
I checked the video. It's like racing towards 1 million views. I'm all over. Mike calls me up and says, "You're on E-Bombs World. You're on blah 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 blah." All these sites that we've known for years,
Right.
And I'm just at that point I was overwhelmed. I was just like, because it happened all at once. Like the day it blew up like a cannon was, and you want to talk dopamine, okay? Forget about the little, you get 40 little hearts on your Facebook status. You know what that does to you? That changes you. That changes you. That changes your entire psyche.
Yeah.
It changes. If you're not careful and you don't stay grounded, they'll turn you into someone completely different.
Yeah.
And that's why, I think I've done a pretty good job considering I am human and we're not perfect and we do.
You Gucci, man. Don't even fucking.
Gucci man.
No, but it was pretty insane. But to answer your question, I did contact somebody, but I didn't think that it was gonna
turn into that.
Yeah, like LifeBuzz was the Tinder. They were like the little spark that because I always say that if you have something that is destined, like it's just really good.
Right.
That's really good. All it takes is a little bit, and it'll blow up.
Yeah.
That's all it'll take.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to quantify or whatever. Right around that like 13,000, 15,000, 10,000 mark. If seeing that amount of people, that amount of reach, it'll do what it's gonna do.
That's right.
Shit, man. Good shit.
But I'm glad we all stayed in touch. You know, I'm glad we're here tonight. Hey, I'm happy with the way things turned out. You know, I mean,
Glad you acknowledge me when I see you.
Yeah.
I know.
Not on
But,
some
hey, dude, I have people.
island fucking whores and
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have people that I'm friends with.
laughing at your YouTube hits.
I have people that I'm friends with I'm not gonna name names,
Did
obviously.
anyone get jealous?
What?
Did anyone get jealous of you? Like people like try and like play
You get that
you
peanut
or
butter
act-
and jelly?
Oh no. I'm talking about the people that I know now. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
you have to understand something. Back when that happened, I wasn't playing no YouTube game. I didn't give a shit about YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't paying attention to what trends were happening on YouTube. You know, I didn't have any YouTube friends. I was a nobody. In a week's time, I got 100,000 subscribers from nothing. No one knew who the fuck I was.
Right.
I was this just random dude. Now I have YouTube friends that have like half of my subscribers, like 1 million subscribers. They won't even. Some of them
Half
are
of my
so
subscribers.
full of themselves. They won't even follow me back on Instagram. You believe that?
This is the world we live in, bro.
The Game of Thrones, the game of social
Bro,
media.
I've had people come on this show, like use this platform and be like kind of popping, not following me back on Instagram.
Really?
Not even kind of popping, like just regular people.
Really?
Yeah. Like what I chalk it up to like whatever, like you might have just not seen it because sometimes I see it like and sometimes like, oh damn, I'm not following this person back, like, and they be liking my shit, so I'm not even gonna sweat it.
And that's just.
But who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Huh? Like especially if they saw you, that's probably intentional. They petty.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, but you know, and especially listen. I went to VidCon. I went to VidCon back in 2016, and I performed there, and let me tell you, it was that was an eye-opening experience to see all the Viners and all of these vloggers and stuff like that have all the little girls going crazy over them, like it's like
Wow.
Beatlemania.
Wow.
And I was just like, all these people who think they're important. I was looking at all of them. Like, you ever try to talk to some of these people and they like have like this glazed look in their eye. They're barely even listening
That's the
to you.
famous look.
They got their.
I've seen it, bro. I've been
you know,
around
the-
famous
you know,
people,
they're-
bro. It's like when you talk to them, it's like they're looking at you, but they're not looking at you.
Yeah. But you know who I talked to? You know Phil DeFranco?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I met Phil DeFranco.
He seems like a cool
that
dude.
guy's the man, bro.
Let me
No?
tell you something. Let me tell you something. No. Yeah. No. Let me tell you something. Out of everybody, I was in a very like it was like it was an outdoor party, open bar, all this
Oh,
great
nice.
food and shit. I went to him to talk to him. Probably one of the you could tell he was listening to every single word I was saying.
Oh yeah.
He was.
He's
seems like
intellectual.
that.
Though. He's intellectual.
fucking. That's a good person.
Is he from New York? He looks like a New Yorker.
I think
How long
Texas.
I've been watching that guy for mad
Yo,
long.
my man been watching Phil DeFranco since like before YouTube came out.
I've been watching that guy
Somehow.
for mad long because he's always been like. I feel like he's transparent.
Hell yeah.
He is a real dude and a good person. Good
I feel like
person.
he's honest.
Is he from New York? Where's he from?
I think he's from Texas.
Nah,
Is
he's
he?
from the East Coast, and I think he moved down south.
Phil DeFranco, you from the Bronx, bro. Let's just
I think he is from New York originally, but I think he moved down south.
okay.
But he's just a cool dude.
He got a New York vibe.
He's transparent, man. I feel like he's honest.
Yeah, you could tell.
So that's why I fuck with him.
And he's a huge, a huge vlogger who found more of a purpose in
Doing
putting
news.
putting out unbiased information.
Yeah.
And not.
I gotta check him. I haven't seen him in years.
It's just he's
still
just
doing
he's,
it, bro.
the
He's
guy's
still
got
doing it.
so
Good for
much
him.
integrity,
Yeah.
so much integrity.
Salute
you know.
to Phil DeFranco.
So if there's any YouTubers that I'd say like right now that are, that are relevant and doing it right, definitely.
He's
him.
been crushing it for a while on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Wow. Yo, before you go, man, I gotta put you in the speed round. So I'm gonna ask you a bunch of quick questions. You can just give me like quick answers, yes or no, or vice versa, or whatever it is.
Sure. Go for it.
Oh, we gotta get the speed round music. Dun, 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 dun.
Speed round that usually takes 85 minutes.
Well, people want me to get new questions and extend it. You know, what can I do here? Oh, this is perfect. I actually do have a Nirvana question. It's the only rock question we have. Rihanna or Beyonce?
Nirvana, Beyonce?
No, Rihanna or Beyonce.
Oh,
he was ready for Nirvana. He was like, Nirvana all day.
Rihanna.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Nas.
Ass or tits?
Ass.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Would you rather get drunk with George Bush or Obama?
I get drunk with Obama.
Fuck. Yeah. All right. 9/11, conspiracy or Al-Qaeda?
I don't know. I can't answer.
Right.
I don't know.
All right. Kevin Hart, overrated or underrated?
Rated.
All right. Good answer. Would you rather be a sixth man and win a ring or an all-star and not have a championship?
Wait, say that again?
Would you rather be a sixth man and win a ring like a guy on the bench and,
Okay.
win a championship? Or
All-star, not win a championship.
All-star. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Goodfellas or Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale.
Stone Cold or The Rock?
I'm going to go with The Rock.
Brady or Manning?
See, I'm not really...
Okay, yeah,
don't
so
know.
you're not into the sports.
I don't know.
All right. Denzel Washington or Leonardo DiCaprio?
This is really hard. I'm going to have to go with Denzel Washington.
If you could punch anyone in the face, who would it be?
I don't know. Because even the people that I hate...
Instagram.
Yeah, like... this vicious internet troll that I
Oh, wow.
recently.
All right. Kelly Kapowski or Topanga?
Kelly is from what show?
She's Saved by the Bell.
Oh, that's right. No, Topanga.
Flip cup or beer pong?
Flip cup, I guess.
Are aliens real?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
I am open-minded. I believe in a source.
Nirvana or Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Nirvana.
Barbecue sauce or hot sauce? Or
Hot
honey?
sauce.
Okay. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Fuck. I don't know. Michelangelo?
1 month. You rather go sober for the month or no sex for the month?
No sex. I'm okay with it.
Okay. And
Actually, wait. I'll go sober. What am I talking about? Wait, that's such a stupid question. That makes me sound like I'm a fucking alcoholic. I gotta have a drink. Listen, I gotta have a drink. Oh, fine, fuck it. Fuck it, forget it. I'm not gonna have sex. I need drinks. I need to be drunk.
bro, since we changed that to a month, I'd actually be on the other end of that shit. Not the year one though. I can't do the year one. Oh shit. Amber Rose or Kim K?
I guess Kim Kardashian years ago.
Is Eric Snowden a hero or an enemy?
I don't know enough about that whole thing.
Nature or nurture?
Both.
Destiny or fate?
Both. I believe there's destiny for certain things. I believe that there's... Wait a minute. Destiny or fate?
Oh yeah, I mean, Destiny or yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, same thing. I got you. Destiny or the other thing?
I believe that, like,
All right, you believe Adam
believe.
Sandler or Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
No doubt. I think that's it for the speed round. Kind of dragged down a little bit, so. Thank you very much, Ann, for coming on the show.
Yeah, man, bro.
No
Damn, I
problem.
should have got my rock questions ready, man. Fucking.
We didn't know he was gonna be on.
I know.
You had a
Rock
conversation.
questions. What kind of rock questions?
Nah, I mean, I could just throw in some bands out there, like fucking, whatever
Oh,
it was. Offspring, just like a bunch of 90s bands.
I love the Offspring.
Yeah.
Offspring is what made they were the band that that's what got me to learn the bass, because I wanted to learn the bass line for that song Self Esteem.
Great song. Epic.
Most people want to learn. The first. If you're picking up an instrument, usually the first song that you'll learn, It Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Uh-huh.
And if you're a bassist, you'll learn that bass line because it's just 4 notes the entire song.
Right.
But I wanted to learn that bass line.
You did it, bro.
All right, guys. Well,
It's been real.
it's been real. It has. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on, and I think we're gonna sign off with that as well.
We on.
We gone.